Speaking of legislature, November election, not necessarily voting for legislators, I know that, but the November election is a week from today. And maybe you're just trying to keep up with who's running for what by keeping tabs on your social media accounts. Maybe like us, you saw something posted out of North Idaho showing a compilation of clips from Twitter at the elections office in Kootenai County. Signs all over a voting location, right? Coeur d'Alene Press has also reported disturbances near the elections office during early voting. So we reached out to Kootenai County and the Secretary of State's office to find out more about it, and we're still waiting for a response. We did get one from the Secretary of State's office, but that didn't stop us from finding out if what we're seeing is actually legal out there, especially in North Idaho or basically anywhere. There are rules for what you can show and what you can say around polling places, as Joe Paris explains.
Election signs, like the falling leaves, they can illustrate where we are in the year. So yes, election day is almost here. Unlike the leaves, though, signs like these, they can't just be anywhere. I'm standing actually just around the corner from the Ada County Elections Office. You can see campaign signs from a collection of candidates right here along the sidewalk. They can be here and they can also be over there. You can see here further up the street, there are also signs, but they do stop at a very specific point, a point of no return.
We have trained our chief judges to keep an eye on this. The statute says 100 feet from the polling location for signs and any kind of electioneering in terms of people campaigning or anything like that with buttons, shirts, t-shirts, anything like that.
Ada County Clerk Trent Triple says this is something polling locations have to deal with. It's not a what if.
What our challenge sometimes is when a person comes in with a badge or something on that wants to vote. We've trained our chief judges to ask them nicely to cover up or take it off once, but we're not going to deny someone the opportunity to vote. And so we're probably going to try to push that person through the voting as fast as possible and get them out of the precinct. But it is something that we keep an eye on.
So we have measured that, and we have that routinely where someone, maybe here we have candidates that come down to the office. That can be a sensitive situation because we have early voting going on.
It's not just signs, buttons, and stickers. Sometimes the problem's a large moving target.
No, we've dealt with it in the past. We get calls all the time. Cars that are plastered with campaign literature pulled into the parking lot, and people jump out to vote, and for the moment that it's in there, it becomes a big deal for a lot of people.
So about those signs outside the elections office in Ada County. Might be a silly question. Has anyone ever measured?
It is 100 feet, exactly.
And so we do know exactly where 100 feet is in this office just because of that.
So something interesting that Ada County election officials mentioned to me today while I was checking in with them is the possibility of a runoff. And remember 2019 in Boise, we could be in a situation similar to this go around. So Saul Seiler, the election chief for Ada County, explains the possible runoffs we could see in Eagle and Boise.
There are two races that could go to a runoff in this election. It's the Eagle mayor race and the Boise mayor race. Some of you may recall there was a runoff in 2019 for the Boise mayor race. So a similar situation could happen in this for either of those races. That will be triggered if no one gets 50% of the ballot in the first go around. So in the event that someone doesn't hit that 50% mark, the top two vote getters will go to a runoff. That runoff by law has to occur within 30 days of the original election. So right now we're targeting a date of December 5th for that runoff. So it's a tight turnaround. But we do all the same processes. We'll have absentee in place, we'll have early voting in place, we'll have election day voting in place. That allows us to ensure that everyone has the right to participate in that runoff that also participated in the general election. That's something a little unique in this election, and I think there is a high likelihood that we could run that because we have 4 candidates in each of those races, so there is a chance that no one gets 50% in those.
So in 2019, there was confusion because a runoff had not happened in a long time in our area. So, Brian, the reason we tell everyone this is that every single vote counts, and they're expecting what could be an all-time record for an off-year election. Again, not a presidential cycle. This is an off-year, the odd election. They're estimating, Brian, up to maybe 40% turnout, so they're getting ready to make sure they have enough ballots and make sure everything's in place. In terms of pure volume, though, I'm talking about the amount of individual voters. We could set a record a week from today.
40%, that'd be a pretty good number.
Oh, yeah, it'd be huge.
All right, we'll keep tabs on that.